Hi, this is Julie with Three Sister Sundries. I've been a little bit MIA lately because I wanted to redo my craft room. I wanted different paint and to tear out the old carpet that was dirty and ugly. So I've got my craft room all finished and I would like to show you around. Okay, we will start over here by the door. Actually, on the back side of the door I have a shoe rack, kind of a fabric and mesh shoe rack with all my vinyl in it. And so there's that first. Then right next to it I finally got to hang up my little Hello Shadow box by Doodlebug that I made a few years ago. Down below it I have some IKEA spice racks with things displayed in it that I have made or that I have received from people. And then below that I have a Billy bookcase from IKEA. I am gonna hold like my extra 12 by 12 papers and page kits that wouldn't fit in my other paper storage. And here I have closet doors. The first time in 15 years that when I first moved in here that I've had closet doors. And I found these beautiful glass faceted doorknobs at Home Depot. So I will show you inside here. Up at the top I have let's see, that is washi storage, and up on top of that I have a couple of bins that have scrapbook pages that I finished that are not in books yet. Over here I have my decor frame, can't remember what it's called. All the inserts for that for each month. Then over here I have some standalone dies and some ephemera. Down below I have a few pieces of fabric. I decided at the beginning of the pandemic to get rid of things that I wasn't going to do anymore, so I got rid of most of my fabric patterns and also my cross stitch. So this is the fabric I have left. I still make pajama pants, so I've got flannels and some other pieces there. And I've got Christmas ornament. I usually try and make a few ornaments every year, so that's what's in there. And then some lace from like my wedding dress and some fancy laces that I got from my mom. And this is trims. This down here, these are also trims. In these bins I have just fabric scraps that I use for small projects. Let's see. Over here I have my craft paints and my laminator and some miscellaneous things. And under on the floor I have a bin of yarn and a bin of fabric. And up on top are just more fabric cutoffs and stuff that I can't fit in my bins. Over here on this other side of the closet I have the patterns that I've kept. This is a bin of just ribbon cutoffs. And what is that? Oh, some embellishments that all my embellishments used to fit in that one container, so it still has a few things. Down here I have a 5-drawer wire cart with the drawers that pull out, and in that I just have some bigger pieces of fabric and other things. These are my tall mats that I use for cutting. I have my step stool because I'm short. Back in here I have a stack of jeans that I am planning on making a quilt out of. And that is about that. All for my closet. Here I have a Gersby bookcase from IKEA. I used to have a narrow bookcase here, but I couldn't fit a whole lot, excuse me, a whole lot on it, so I got a wider one and got rid of a couple boxes of books. So I have junk journaling books, a few papers here, and bigger things that won't fit upright. I have laying on its side there. Let's see. Up here I have what are these? Beads and sequins, and then I have some traveler's notebook covers there. A couple of really big books up on top, and my sewing rulers that I used to cut out fabric. I have a project cart that I just keep in front of that bookcase because it's kind of nowhere else to put it. Over here next to the bookcase I have a tall Alex unit. I wasn't planning on getting tall Alex units, but IKEA was out of the small ones and I was desperate to get started, so it was kind of an impulse buy and just ended up getting one, and I do like the size. It covers up a corner of my window, but that's alright. On top of it I have a We Are Memory Keepers kind of slotted board that I keep my punches and my score tool and my stamping platform in. And then I also put up these cute little lights that I found at Joann a couple years ago, and I just have never put them up. I also have blinds for the first time well, we've lived here for 25 years and this is the first time we've put up blinds, so that is awesome. Okay, next to, let me show you what's in this one I have. That is just miscellaneous that I haven't really put away yet. These are the plates for my Cuttlebug, and I have some media mats in there, mixed media mats. In there I just have a pad of rice paper. This is my deco foil supplies. More sequins. Oh, and more beads in this one. Have a couple more bins of beads. In here I have all my punches. And this one, this is kind of mixed media, so I have my Nuvo drops and embellishment mousse and that kind of thing. My gesso. And in here is called card making supplies. I don't make a whole lot of cards, so that doesn't take up much space. Next to the tall Alex unit, I have 3 shorter ones, and when I bought the tall one I didn't realize that it is not as deep as the shorter one. So if you like the idea of the taller ones, just keep that in mind. On top of the 3 Alex units together, I have just, my husband brought me home this stamp holder and all these stamps from the office that they don't use anymore. Postcards from his uncle during World War II. I have 2 bins of thickers and other letter stickers that I would really like to organize and put in something that matches. I have another one of these, so I might do that. And then I got me a Heidi Swap Rolodex in pink to match my room so that I can make some cute cards to go on there. Let's see. In this whole unit and the 2 bottom drawers of this unit, I have junk journaling supplies. And I may reorganize a little bit. I may try and fit all my junk journaling supplies in the tall Alex unit and kind of reorganize, but for now that's how it is. In the top drawer here I have Clean & Company embellishments and just some bigger embellishments that wouldn't fit in my other little unit with the boxes. And here I haven't done anything with that one yet. That's just miscellaneous things. Here I have, and those are my junk journaling supplies down there. So in this drawer I have paints and Mod Podge, and in the back I have cassettes that I make shakers out of. In this drawer I have all my ribbons, and I love that these ribbon spools fit in this shallow drawer upright so I can see everything. And then back in the back I have some bigger spools that won't stand up. In this drawer I have lots of cards that I've made. This whole stack and this stack is all cards that I've made, and then just some smaller projects that I am kind of in the middle of. In this drawer I have like my kid type crafting supplies, wood spools and beads and stuff, and then buttons, pipe cleaners, that kind of thing. And in the bottom I have my tools. So I have my small die cut machine. I've got my glue guns, some paint brushes, light, and my book making supplies, and a very large stapler. Okay, and then next to that I have my cutting table, my sewing cutting table, and it was always up and stretched out across the room before, and took up most of the room. So I decided I'm going to keep everything put away and keep this folded up, but I have plenty of space out in the middle to bring it out and fold it out when I need to use it. Oh, and I wanted to show you the floor too. When we pulled up the carpet, I really wanted vinyl plank flooring, but the floor is so uneven that we would have had to float it, and it would have been a huge project. So instead, we found this garage floor paint, and the little flecks are just sprinkly flecks that you throw on when the paint is wet, and then we put a clear coat over it to hold those down so they didn't get caught on things. And I just love it. Things roll around so easily on this floor, and it will be durable and should be easy to clean. So, moving on. Up here I have what I call my nerd shelf. So I have just some collectibles. I have Harry Potter here and a few other things, and then Star Wars. And then I also got these bins from IKEA, and they fit on this little dowel. I found this shelf at a thrift store. So I was kind of glad to find that these bins fit on that dowel. And then, let's see, down here I hung this thread rack on the wall with some of the Command kind of Velcro type of strips. So that is nice and sturdy. My husband made that rack for me many years ago. And over here on this side of the room, I have a big long desk with one Alex unit in the middle, and I have my sewing machine and my serger. And so above my serger I have a pegboard from IKEA, and I got just some little shelves over here to put, I make these little mini brick things that I find at national parks. So I've put a few of those up there. Then I have all these little clear plastic bins that slide out from the lid, and I love that. So up here I have my buttons. Let's see, what do I have? I have pins. I have oh no, that's Velcro, some gourd pins, some appliques, and my Wonder Clip. So I have one left to grow into. And then I couldn't decide what to do with this thread rack because it stands up on a tabletop, and I didn't want it in front of the window because it would fade my threads. So I got some of these long kind of flat hooks for my pegboard and just put it on those, which works out great. And I have one little like cup holder kind of thing, or cup, I guess it's not a cup holder, it's a cup, with just the tools I use the most, and then a couple of hooks for my scissors that I use the most. So, and then in this Alex unit I just have sewing supplies, more sewing supplies. Well, these are all, but I have like elastics and seam binding and my serger thread and my pressing ham. I have interfacing and some snaps there, and then down in the bottom is my machine embroidery supplies. Okay, sorry if I'm moving too fast. Don't mean to make you dizzy. Over here I have hung a little plant that I'm going to keep alive, try to keep alive. It's been alive for a few months now, so we should be good. Next to that table, or the big desk, I have this tall tower of paper storage. Mostly paper storage. I have like some 6x6 pads in here. I have another box in the closet that I didn't point out with all 6x6 pads. I'm a paper lover. This is my Doodlebug Embellishments, Doodlebug paper and stickers. In here I have a whole drawer full of doilies. And some like envelopes and little bags. These are like manufacturers that I like or designers that I like. More pads. And this is all cardstock. And then down below I have a drawer of tissue paper and then just some paper pads and other loose papers. And over here I have another bookcase. Above it I have, I think this is a mug storage unit thing, but it worked out perfectly for my inks. So I have both Close to My Heart and Stampin' Up! Inks that I mostly got at the thrift store. So I have stacked them in rainbow order, which I thought was kind of fun. Below it I have these other bins from IKEA. And in this one I have mostly foam adhesive and tapes, double-sided tapes. In here I have all my sprays. And in the bottom one I have texture paste, glitter paste, that kind of thing. And then I have a Tim Holtz container that has all my oxides, ink pads, and a few in here that didn't fit. These units I found at the Container Store, and there are 2 3-drawer units stacked together, and they are the perfect depth for wooden stamps. So I have all my wooden stamps in there. And then these are refrigerator organizing trays from Target. And then these are Avriel envelopes that I have put all my stamps, and if they have die cuts, I've put those on the back, and some other just die cuts too, or dies, not die cuts, dies. I've just put in the back, and then I have just a couple that I haven't made envelopes for yet. Down here I have another IKEA storage container with a lid that has all my sprinkly bits for shakers and stuff. I have my stamping blocks, and in this drawer unit I have just 8.5 by 11 papers, some embellishments, and other 8.5 by 11 papers. On the bottom shelf I have, these are pattern papers, all cardstock or just plain cardstock, and then these are old kits from Close to My Heart and some other miscellaneous stuff there. Then on the last wall up above I have this IKEA, I think it's like to hang pictures from, to display them, and I don't think they make this unit anymore, but I've collected all these little hooks and they have clamps on them, and so all my embellishments are hung up, or well, most of my embellishments are hung up there. And then I have a double pegboard. This is a big size here and then a small size next to it put together. And I have some more of those clear bins with some charms and paper clips and other clips kind of stuff there. For my rulers, I have 2 more of these long flat pegs, or I don't know, hooks, I guess they are. And I've just laid my rulers on top of those, and then I have some more of those hooks that have my decorative scissors and some extra glue dots and whatnot. Then I have some more shelves over here with old Close to My Heart embellishments, and then I've got these cute spice rack or spice bottles with my cute fun crafty buttons. Then I also have this ginormous desk. This is my great-grandmother's desk, library table, and I just couldn't give it up even though it's huge and it's hard to reach over to get to my embellishments, but I love it. And so it's even missing a handle over here, so it's hard to open, but in there I have just like extra blades for my trimmer, and I think I have my stencils in there and glitters and stuff. In this drawer I emptied it out and just put in just some things that I like to keep handy. Underneath I have a bin that I got at the thrift store. It's like vintage, and it had all the dividers in it, so I'm using that for paper scraps. And underneath is a shelf on the desk that I have like extra page protectors and my file with pictures and whatnot. So that is under there. And the last thing, I have a cart that has 2 shelves for my Cameo 4, and then I have like one of the original Cricuts that takes cartridges, and on that shelf with that I have my Xyron sticker maker, and up here on the top I also have my Cuttlebug. In these drawers, and I just love that this cart has 2 big shelves that will fit my machines and drawers underneath. So in here I have just extra washi tapes. This is all my embossing supplies. These are just little containers that I want to make projects with. These are smaller scrapbooks that are empty, that I haven't used yet. And on the floor underneath I found this little storage container for all of my cartridges and instruction books with the overlays for my Cricut, which was a great find, I thought, and it fit exactly the number of cartridges I have. In here on this side I have all my Cameo supplies. This is heat transfer vinyl. This is my fuse tool and foil quill. And in the bottom, more containers, because you can never have too many containers, right? Okay, so that is my room tour. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions about any of the storage solutions I've shown you, just leave a comment in the comment box, and I will get back to you on that. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you again real soon.